Okay, so now we're going to get started with lesson 3, which actually has us create an in-class project together. So we're going to actually start coding image maps for the first time, connecting the image to the maps that we create for a home tour website. So our learning targets for today are that we can create an image map, specifically a client-side image map, that we can connect an image map to an image, and that you can describe the difference between the isMap and useMap attribute, because they do differ depending on the type of image map that you are using. So what I need you to do first is, if you didn't do so yesterday, I want you to create a brand new folder in your HTML and JavaScript folder. So you can see here I have my HTML and JavaScript folder pulled up. You're then going to create one called Unit 4 Image Maps. You're then going to create a folder called In-Class Projects. And what I need you to do is download all of these files, the 3 HTML files, plus all of the images from my classroom website. And those should all be listed under HTML Unit 4 and under Lesson 3. So I have all of those images here, and they all need to find their way into your folder. So before you can even get started, that's what you need to do. Then once you have all those images downloaded, what I need you to do is open up Notepad++, and then I need you to save that file as in your H drive. So remember, click on the drop-down menu, H drive, HTML and JavaScript, then Unit 4, in-class projects, and you're going to save this as home tour.html. That should be the first steps that you are taking, downloading all those images and then getting the first home page created for this web page. All right, so what we're going to do is we are actually going to create an image map for this. If you'd like to pull the image up in Paint, you are more than welcome to. I did this previously and I already calculated some of the points for us, so we won't need them moving forward. But this is what your image map is going to look like, and we're going to create links to the backyard, the dining room, the living room, and the entryway, I believe. So those are the main 4 areas we are creating image maps for. So remember, I talked about this previously, using the pencil tool if you need to. So we can do File, Open, and then if you click on, you don't want home tour, you want the floor plan. If you open up the floor plan, but not in Notepad++, hold on. You want to open that up in Paint. So if we open up the floor plan in Paint, we can see here that we can use our pencil to identify those key areas. So again, you can use your pencil to do that. It should get it all to map out. And what should happen is those key areas should match what we have here. So remember, we're using all 4 rectangles because these are 4 rectangular shapes. So the backyard starts at 0, 0. And then this lower corner down here is about 365.30. And then if you go to the dining room, this occurs at about 5 pixels, 37, and goes about down here to about 85.197. Then you have your living room, which again, you can do upper left, which is 95.37, and then lower right, which is 180.197. Then our entryway, we have about 102.255 and 142.279 down here in the lower right-hand corner. So that's where these main components came from. I opened up this picture in Paint, and I found those coordinates here. So remember, you want to open up this picture in Paint just to verify that you have the same coordinates that match mine. And we're going to use these as we create our image map on the next few slides. So we're going to jump right in, and we're going to create that real estate homepage. So this is what we are working on creating. And whether or not you realize it, this is actually a table. It's got an image, it's got some text, it's got an image, and then it's got this menu bar down below. So we're going to start just by typing in that normal Notepad skeleton. So you need to type this part in. You'll notice we have a title of home page tour, or home tour homepage, and that should be going into your title. But you need to have this skeleton before we can get started. Now, as I mentioned, we're going to use a table here to organize the text. You have a table which will have 1 row. So we have 1 row and 2 columns. And one of those rows is for all of the text, or excuse me, one of those columns is for all of the text. So you have the image, and then you have the text below it, and then you have this menu bar down below. And then the second column will be for that large image of the floor plan on the right-hand side. So what I need you to do is in the body tags to start, I want you to create your table. And then you're going to have one row. And then within that one row, we already discussed how we have two cells. So because these are bigger cells, I'm going to, that first one, especially with all the text, make it a little larger. There we go. So now we have our two cells as well. So we have a table, one row, and two different cells to start. Now from here, I'm going to add in some attributes for my table. So I know that I want it to align to the left-hand side of my page. The border is going to have 0 so that it doesn't have any lines around for the border. It's going to have 2 columns, and then it's going to have a width that's equal to 75% of the window. Then for my row, I want every cell in my row to have a vertical alignment to the top, and that's about it. Now I'm going to start adding in the text for these data cells. Remember that these data cells contain a lot of info. This first one has an image and text and a horizontal bar at the bottom as a menu bar. So it's going to have quite a bit of text, and I'm going to hopefully break it down slowly so you can see what we're all adding in to this table. And remember, we're using a table to help us organize all of our information and put text next to a picture very, very nicely and cleanly onto a page. So here we already have our data cell. And we're going to add in this first paragraph, which contains an image. Now, you'll notice that I have it just within paragraph tags kind of for some consistency here. But we have a paragraph tag, and then we have an image, and I'm going to close off that image. And we have our source is equal to the Ibrahim logo, because that's the image that we want. Has a width that's equal to 228 pixels and a height that's equal to 53 pixels. So that's the first piece, is adding in that image. And if I run it in Chrome, I should see that that image does in fact appear. Now the next piece I'm going to add in is this bold paragraph. So this second paragraph, or first paragraph, second part here. So I'm going to add that in, and note you can add in as much spacing as you need to make this easy to read. So I'm adding in my paragraph tags. I'm also going to add in a bold tag before this, because I know that bold tag is going to carry over for a couple of these different paragraphs here. So I'm going to copy and paste that information in. Now you'll notice mine copy and paste a little bit weird. You'll be typing this right in. So you'll type that right in, and then we're going to put those font tags around all of that as well. And something to also note is that the font tag starts here but carries all the way through. So if you wanted it to carry a little bit longer, you could put it outside of the paragraph tag. So you have font size equals 2, and then a face that's equal to Arial. Remember, that's the type of font that we want. So we're going to start with our font there, and it continues now all the way through the rest of our paragraph. So here again, I have another paragraph that I'm going to add in. So here I added in that second paragraph. And then what you'll notice is after this second paragraph, the bolding actually stops. So as I add in that bolding tag to close it off, the bolding will actually stop there. And now if I run, you'll notice that this has bolded text throughout, and the bolding will stop after that particular piece of text. Now from here, you'll notice I have another paragraph, and if I pull this back up, you can see this one is emphasized, but has the same type of font styling with the same size and the same Arial font. So you'll notice down here that I'm going to copy and paste this paragraph in. And then you'll be able to load it up on your screen and double check that it has this nice italicized text in here. So finish typing that in. When you're done, make sure that it has that first column in, and then in the next video, we'll add in the next chunk. We'll add in that next piece that will actually add in the second part of that table.